Hello?
Sarah, are you good?
Yep, all
Yep.
good.
Thanks. Hi, Michael. Congratulations. Welcome to the Packers. I'm going to open it up for questions. We have our media here, and we'll go ahead and get started
Okay.
with a question from Bill Huber. Go ahead, Bill.
Hey, Michael, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
God, I can't imagine how long today was. Can you kind of walk us through the day and the feelings and the roller coaster of it all?
Yeah, you never know what God's plan is for you. I've just been here with all my family and friends, so just having that, support system around me. And, like you said, it's definitely been a long day and just kind of the uncertainty and not really knowing, but just kind of giving it all to God and, trusting in him that whatever team, it ended up being that, that would be his plan. And that's just the mentality I've had. And I can't wait to be a Packer.
Wes Hodquits.
Hey, Michael, congratulations. Can you just bring me through the emotions when you did get the call and just kind of what that moment was after everything you've put into this?
Yeah. I was just hanging out in the backyard. I was actually in the pool with a bunch of my buddies and family members, and my agent came out with the phone, and, everybody just being here and, having that connection with everybody and getting the call and getting to talk to the coaches and, tell me where I'm going. Just overwhelming joy and, finally some peace throughout the day. It's been a long day, but, just super fired up and can't wait to get up there. Can't wait to get back to football. Can't wait to compete. Can't wait to be a Packer.
Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, so what do you think about joining the quarterbacks today? Jordan Love's pretty well established. Sean Clifford's been here for a year. What do you think about joining a pretty established group?
Yeah, watching Jordan Love, I loved what he did at Utah State, and then, what he's been doing up there. I actually have a pretty good connection with Sean Clifford. We've been, kind of in touch and, buddies for the past couple years. So just going to go up there and, having at least one guy that I know, especially in that room, just having that opportunity to continue our friendship and be able to push each other, be able to lead each other, learn from each other. I just think it's an awesome experience.
Go ahead, Wes.
And yeah, Michael, with Sean, where did that friendship kind of start? Is that just on the quarterback circuit, or was there anything that kind of brought you guys together that you got to know him?
Yeah, kind of on the quarterback circuit. I'm pretty sure at the Manning campus where I first met him. And then just like you said, the quarterback circuit, some mutual friends, kind of being in like a little, quarterback group chat with him and Will Levis and a couple guys. And just kind of, growing that connection with him has been really cool.
Go ahead, Bill.
Well, as a quarterback, who did you like watching growing up and kind of guys that you took bits and pieces from and incorporated into your game?
Yeah, I didn't really start playing football until ninth grade. I was a, baseball and basketball player, but, while I was growing up, my dad was a huge Cowboys fan, so watched a lot of Tony Romo. I think the guy that I watched the closest growing up was Drew Brees. And I think just, his work ethic, his intangibles, his leadership, all those kind of things that, elevated him into the player that he was, how he was an asset into the locker room, how he elevated the guys around him, impacted people in a positive way. I think, as a leader, as a quarterback, I think that's one of the most important things. So definitely a way that I want to resemble my game. His mental toughness, his physical toughness, I think is imperative to being a quarterback, is super important. You got to be the most mentally tough and physically tough guy on the field. So, just watching him and, what he did throughout his career was something that was really cool growing up.
Go ahead, Wes.
Yeah, Michael, the 44 starts and obviously ending as Tulane's all-time leading passer. Just can you put into words just kind of what that run meant to you and where did you feel like your game grew the most, throughout the course of that time?
Yeah, I think, just walking into there as a freshman, kind of just the uncertainty. It was actually COVID year as well when I first got there. And sorry, that's people coming in. That COVID year, freshman year, and, just staying prepared, for every opportunity that I was going to have. And then, finally hopping in the third game of my freshman year against Southern Miss and, doing pretty well and just kind of starting from there on out. I got to learn from some really good leaders, really good teammates, Tajay Spears, Dorian Williams, Nick Anderson, Sincere Haynesworth. Just, we had a really good group of people there at Tulane. Coach Fritz did an awesome job, just kind of mentoring me and, turning me into the man that I am. So huge credit to him as well. But unbelievable ride the past 4 years at Tulane, and couldn't be happier with the relationships that I built over there.
Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, what would you say the strengths of your game are? I mean, obviously the rushing yards are there, the touchdowns, the interceptions is there. I would say what would you say your best assets are?
I think consistency is one of the most important things as a quarterback. I think that's one aspect of my game that I really elevated, just being consistent, not being overly conservative, but not being, kind of dumb with the ball and putting the ball in jeopardy. So just going through my reads, sticking to the course, trusting my training, I think is something that's really important. I've had 4 different offensive coordinators in the 4 years that I was there at Tulane, and they all taught me different things, and just got to learn and develop throughout all of that. So I think just that consistency is one of the biggest things that I'd implement in my game.
Go ahead, Wes.
Yeah, and Michael, did you have much contact with the Packers throughout the process, whether the Senior Bowl or just any other visits or meetings with them?
Yeah, I believe I actually had. I mean, I've had interviews with a bunch of teams throughout the process, but I believe I talked to them both at the Senior Bowl and at the Combine. Just kind of informal interviews, getting to know the people. Being familiar with the team. So.
Marty Hendricks.
Michael, Tulane's noted for its academic standards. Just curious what your major was.
I was majored in health and wellness, kinesiology, and then exercise science minor.
Go ahead, Bill.
But I just asked you a minute ago about your best assets. What do you say you need to grow here in the next year or so to get to where you want to get to?
I think just getting to learn from some guys that have been there. Obviously, I'm stepping into a new realm from college to the NFL. Just taking everything that I can from all the coaching staff, from all the players who have had an experience that I haven't yet. So just being open to that and learning to everybody around me. I think that as a quarterback, I don't think it matters who you are. I think even for Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, all the top guys, I think accuracy is something that you can always work on, always improve. I think it's something that should be taken very seriously in everything that you do, while you're practicing. So, I think just, continuing to work on accuracy, continuing to work on, the mental aspect of the game and, understanding defenses and understanding, offensive scheme and protections. I just think as a whole, you can continue to grow in all those ways. And, that's what I want to continue to do.
We'll do a few more. Go ahead, Bill.
I think half of the Packers draft picks played at the Senior Bowl, so you probably will know a bunch of guys when you get here. But what did that week mean to you?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think the Packers drafted like half the Senior Bowl guys, so I think you'll have some familiar faces when you get here. But what did that week mean to you? I mean, not that Tulane's like a small school, but it is quite a step up in competition, I would think.
Yeah, absolutely. I think relationships is one of the biggest things in football. I think it's one of the things that's really awesome about the game. All the relationships that you make with the people around you in the locker room, what you can learn about life itself outside of football. That week was really, really awesome to learn from so many different coaches, so many different players, meet new people, learn about their life experiences, learn about, their football experiences, and just have that connection as well. So super stoked to, be able to see who I'm going to be working with and all those guys that were at the Senior Bowl that are going to be, joining me. I'm just super fired up.
Any other questions for Michael? All right. I think that's all we have for you. Thanks for your time. Congratulations again. We'll see you when you're in Green Bay next week.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Kalen, congratulations. Just can you bring me through just what the day was like for you, and then just kind of what your reaction was when you did get the call from Green Bay?
Today was, honestly, I feel like this whole experience definitely was one of the toughest things I definitely had to endure in my life. But I feel like today was a blessing and a curse. Even though I didn't get drafted where I wanted to, I feel like God makes the right choices in every decision, and everything's happening for a reason. So I feel like I'm in a place where I'm supposed to be, and I'm happy that I'm happy that I got my name called.
Jason Wilde.
Congratulations, Kalen. I know it didn't go the way you wanted, but like you said, maybe you ended up in exactly the right place. So how did you manage those feelings of anticipation and disappointment as you went through your day?
Really just composure, like just staying as level-headed as possible, not getting too down, not getting too high, not getting too low, just really keeping my mind as level as possible and keeping my composure. And I feel like that helped me throughout the day. And yeah.
Bill Huber.
Hey, Kalen, congratulations. I'm sure you talked to teams about this a bunch, but what happened this year? I mean, you were like all world last year. I'm sure this year didn't go quite the way you're looking for.
You said what happened this year? Like, what do you mean?
With the production, you went from All America to a guy who was like third to the last pick.
I mean, so I feel like the way I approach the game is always the same. I put in the work and I know what I'm capable of. So just because I got picked towards the end of the 7th round this year doesn't mean that that's the player I am. That's just where I was slotted to be chosen to go to the NFL. My career really starts now. So anything before this point, I feel like doesn't matter anymore. So with me having this opportunity with the Green Bay Packers, I feel like nothing happened last year. Everything happened exactly how it was supposed to. So to answer your question, I feel like everything happens for a reason, and I feel like I'm in the right place now.
Go ahead, Wes.
Kalen, just how motivating is that for you, and what kind of cornerback are the Packers getting, with you coming to Green Bay now?
I mean, it's extremely motivating. Not going where you thought you would go, seeing all the names being picked ahead of you, and just enduring all that, seeing that, and I feel like it put a chip on my shoulder, permanent chip on my shoulder that I got to keep there. And I feel like the Packers are going to get one of the most competitive guys in the country, a tough corner, physical corner who's going to give 100% effort around the field at all times and make as many plays I possibly can while doing it at 100%.
Go ahead, Jason.
Kalen, do you know much about what your opportunity could potentially be here? I mean, they've got Jair Alexander, who I'm guessing you've probably watched play, but there's been some guys with some injuries. Last year, they had a 7th round pick at corner who started 12 games, so you never know how it's going to play out. Do you have a feel for what you're walking into opportunity-wise?
I definitely have a feel. Like, I watch a lot of football. I know exactly what the Green Bay Packers have at cornerback. I watch a lot of film. I study a lot of players before I was even drafted, before I even got to this point. So I know exactly what I'm walking into. And I'm very eager to learn from and with those guys when I step in that room. And I'm just ready to win some games.
Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, we've seen a number of guys over the years who've been later picks, and they write down names of all the guys drafted ahead of them for motivation and all that sort of stuff. How are you going to handle it? I know you got a chip on your shoulder, but how does that manifest itself into you becoming the player that you know that you are?
I mean, it's just like anything. Like, I feel like this experience that I got these past 3 days just did nothing. It was nothing but a humbling experience for me, And I'm gonna just use it as fuel to the fire. There's been a lot of doubters in my ears. Been a lot of doubters on me for the past couple months, and it's always gonna be those. So I'm not really too worried about those people. I know what I'm capable of, and I'm ready to show the world what I can do. So that's really it.
Any other questions? All right, Kalen, thanks so much. Appreciate your time. Congratulations again, and we're excited to see you next week.
Hey, Sarah, if he's
Oh,
still
wait.
on, can I sneak in one more?
Okay, Bill, sure. One
Yeah,
more.
thanks. I
Go ahead.
appreciate that. Hey, you're gonna run into Sean Clifford up here. What's gonna be like reuniting with Sean? Did you get to follow his track at all last year?
Man, it's gonna be amazing linking up with Sean again. No, I know a couple guys down there who I've competed with and against. Guys like Jaden Reed, guys like Sean Clifford. Just those are two guys who I definitely took the field with and against and competed with those guys. So I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Wait, one more. Go ahead, Wes.
Yeah, Kalen, I'll throw this out there too. Rashid, 2 years ago, I think ended up being a 7th-round pick. Last year, he played like over 800 snaps for these guys. Is that another kind of a case of a guy getting an opportunity? And have you kept up with him at all?
Yes, sir. She's my guy as well, man. I feel like all I needed was the opportunity. The type player I am, I just feel like I'm a natural football player. I don't really get into all the politics and the analytics and all the things that everybody else put major stock into, but I know when I'm on the field, I'm a different animal. So I'm ready to display that to the Green Bay organization. I'm ready to get to work and I'm ready to compete.
All right, any other questions, guys? Okay, I think that's it. Again, appreciate your time, and we'll see you next week in Green Bay.
Okay, appreciate you.
Thank you. Bye.